What's going on, everyone? You have all seen countless interviews with my 5, 6, and 7-figure students, but you might be wondering, where are these students at now? Well, you might all remember my 19-year-old student, Luke, who took action and joined my one-on-one mentorship last May and was able to generate over $105,000 in revenue and over $25,000 in profit in just a couple of months. And if you don't remember, Luke was a complete beginner to dropshipping with no prior experience with e-commerce. Well, let's go ahead and let's get into it and see where Luke is now with his e-commerce journey and what he's been able to accomplish these next couple of months. I'm beyond excited to get Luke on the screen so we can talk about where he is now. But before we let him in, you all know that each and every single week I give out a free consulting call to one lucky winner to streamline their success with e-commerce, and I'll be announcing the winner from last week somewhere inside this video, so make sure you watch it the entire way through. If you want the opportunity of winning this giveaway and winning a free one-on-one consulting call for next week, all you have to do is drop the word entrepreneur and what your biggest takeaway from this video was in the comment section below. Being able to help entrepreneurs from all over the world, from all different walks of life, and learning how to make money online with dropshipping is what keeps me motivated. So with that being said, if you're looking for more of a one-on-one mentorship that can take your dropshipping career to the next level so that you can officially be your own boss and make an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month, then I have something special for you. All you have to do is head over to my Instagram at AC_Hampton and DM me the word mentorship so that I can reach out and help you get started today. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Luke in and see what he's been up to since successfully starting his e-commerce journey with myself and the Supreme Ecom team. What's going on, Luke? Appreciate you being here for the second interview, showing love to the audience and going crazy with your experiences over dropshipping and currently what you're doing with your career now. I can't wait to go ahead and jump into that. But to go ahead and get started, where are you from? When did you join the one-on-one mentorship? And a little bit of background on who you are.
Yes, sir. So I'm from Wisconsin originally, and I'm actually living in Dallas now, but I joined the mentorship in 2021 of June. And since then, it's been an amazing journey. I've learned so much, and I'm glad to be back today.
Appreciate that feedback, giving some people a better understanding of who you are. My next question I have for you is, what originally got you into dropshipping?
That's a great question. And honestly, what got me into dropshipping is just the freedom around it. And starting out as a side hustle definitely was cool. Being a teenager, having a side hustle already going, because I'm not like a lot of people out there. I don't like sitting in a classroom. I just can't do it. So this was a perfect opportunity for me, and I couldn't be happier with where I am today.
Awesome, bro. So my next question is, how does it feel to have the success that you've had since the one-on-one mentorship? And what was your biggest takeaway from working with myself and the Supreme Ecom team and having this mentorship completely tailored around you?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I struggled a little bit at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I can't sugarcoat it that way. But from there, it was just a matter of not giving up. And man, the taste of success is just fueling my hunger for further knowledge. So the biggest thing that I can say I took away from the mentorship was that not only are they there to support you, but anything that I went out and learned, they also could compound. So it was just a compounding of knowledge that really helped me further progress myself.
Man, I love that suggestion of giving that compound knowledge. And that's why I always say it's very important to invest in people who are doing exactly what you want to do in this world. And knowing from people who are doing things is always great to get suggestions. So my question for you is, what suggestion would you give to anybody that's trying to get started with dropshipping?
Yeah, for sure. I think honestly, from the heart, the biggest one is the mentality, because you're starting a business. It's not something that's going to be easy. Anything that's easy isn't going to be worth doing because the reward just won't be there. So mentality is number one. Number two, definitely you have to have that thirst for knowledge. If you aren't constantly trying to learn, how do you think you're going to be successful in such a fast changing world? Number three is just take action. Plain and simple, you need to be moving forwards.
Man, that was a really good answer that you gave. My next question for you is, what are a couple things that you struggled with when you first started dropshipping? And what did you do to find active solutions for these problems that you're having?
One of the biggest struggles that I had was trying to find the correct person to follow, to learn from. If you watched the previous video, you would know that I did have a run-in with a fraud. It was not fun. I didn't learn anything, and I wasted a ton of money in the process. But overall, it was a blessing in disguise because it built that mentality for me. And honestly, in relation to just drop shipping now, the biggest problem I had, at least starting out in the mentorship, was just product research. And the biggest thing that came down to it was being patient with everything. And that patience really paid off because as a beginner, you don't really know what you're looking out for. And once I started to slow down, I definitely started finding more winning products, as well as when I did find a winner and it was time to move on, I wasn't emotionally attached. That's another big one I think people can learn from.
No, definitely, man. I mean, emotionally spending, emotionally attachment with products, it's a thing that a lot of people struggle with. They might find one winning product that might make them a couple hundred or a couple thousands of dollars, and they try to keep fighting with that product until they realize they've already spent way too much money in the wrong direction, and they could have saved all that money by just focusing on the next winning product for them. So emotionally spending is really huge, and I'm really happy that you brought that up. And like I always say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So we can always give knowledge on this interview, but let's go ahead and check out what you're actively doing with your dropshipping store and some of the results that you've hit since the last time we talked. I appreciate you sharing your screen, my boy. Go ahead and run me through a little bit of this. So from September to March, you've already generated over $160,000 in sales with only an average order value of $44 and selling over 3,500 orders. That's absolutely crazy. How's it feel to even be generating this much and really just seeing the accomplishments that you've had?
For sure. Yeah. Getting to over six figures in such a short amount of time is definitely a crazy feeling. And it's something that I'm super proud of myself for.
Man, that's absolutely crazy. Just as much as you're proud of yourself, I'm definitely proud of you as well. Go ahead and run me through some of the last couple months that you've been running with the store and some of the things that you've been able to do.
Yeah. So as you can see by the screen, I definitely felt the change from Q4 to Q1. Sales definitely went down, and this was again due to inexperience and ad fatigue. What happened was I never creative tested while I was running this product, and sales dropped. So one thing that I noticed was my average order value and conversion rate was also getting lower. So that's something that I took into consideration going into 2022.
Yeah, man, you're like right around that $43 average order value. On the last screen, it was like $44 for like the whole year. Your conversion rate's right around that 1.52. So I definitely see you kind of had those effects from Q4 to Q1, but you stayed resilient and you put yourself in a position to know the problems that you're having and know how to actually give solutions to them. So go ahead and run me through the next couple of months and we'll see kind of where you're currently at.
So from January 15th to March 1st was a bit of a crazy time. I basically moved to Dallas, and as some of you may know, I'm now one of the mentors at Supreme Ecom. And as you can tell from this graph, you can see about when I started to scale and when I started to have to take time out of my day to help others. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy to help others. I love it. It's something that I like to do. But this is also something that you can learn from because I let it run a little too long. You can see sales kind of starting to drop off. However, I did get that average order value up, and that's something I'm going to take into consideration for my next store.
All right, cool. So I see that these are like the next couple of months from January 15th to March 1st. Go ahead and run me through a little bit of what's going on here.
So a little bit of what's going on here is a drop in conversion rate for sure. But like I said, one of my goals was to get the average order value up, which I was able to successfully do. And as you can see here, on February 12th of 2022, I had another 2K day, and I actually profited $600 on that day. And that's when it triggered inside my head, I need to start a one product store with this product. So that's why you can kind of see the drop off there. And that's kind of some explanation for what happened.
No, definitely, man. I mean, when we get to a product of $100,000 to $200,000 in sales, like I always say, we go from starting with the general store to then moving this to a one product or niche focused store so we can get to the point of branding. And the fact that you've taken that in consideration, you triggered in your mind and you took the necessary steps, you should be definitely proud of yourself. And I do want to say I'm very proud of you too. And for everybody who's watching here today, they see numbers on the screen, but we all know what is numbers if we can't talk about profit. So go ahead and run me through the profit on the store as well.
So overall for this store, and really this store was just kind of one product. I know it's a general store, but I did over $30,000 in profit on this and about $8,000 in profit since we last spoke.
Nah, man, that's absolutely crazy. And that's amazing to hear. And obviously, we're going to kind of jump into your experience of where you're at right now. But even just generating $8,000 after moving from your hometown down to Dallas, now at Supreme Ecom, teaching others how to do the same thing. I'm excited to get into that part of the interview. So let's go ahead and stop sharing your screen and we'll go ahead and jump into that next. So like I said, you're currently now at Supreme Ecom. You're teaching others how to do the same thing. Go ahead and run me up on a little bit of an update of currently what you're doing now.
So yeah, basically I got to Dallas about January 20th. And since then, it's definitely been a change of scene. I'm only 20 and I live by myself. It's been pretty crazy, but I've been getting on calls with all you guys and I've definitely been seeing some progress and I love it. So a great quote by Ty Lopez is spend about a third of your time with people above you, a third with the same people, and a third with people below you helping them. And that's definitely something I wanted to take full action on in 2022, and I couldn't be more happier with it.
And no, that's definitely a really, really good quote. And it's so crazy to see how much your life has changed just in the last year. So I guess just give me a little bit of understanding of what it feels like to go from a complete beginner, not knowing anything in dropshipping, to now being able to teach people every single day on how they can scale their own online business. How does that honestly feel for you?
It feels pretty good. I mean, there's always going to be the hard times, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Not every call is going to be the best call, but I can say my expectations were definitely blown away. The students have amazing questions, and I really enjoy working with every single one of them.
Awesome, man. So not are we just setting goals for our students and creating success plans for them every single day, but we're also trying to grow our own e-commerce careers. So my question for you is, where do you want to see yourself with your e-commerce career in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, I definitely can see myself doing some pretty big things. And I think in order to get there, what I'm going to need to do is, of course, always stay learning. But the biggest part is transforming my dropshipping knowledge into that branding knowledge. Because if you can brand something, you get a lot more lifetime value out of a customer. And that's where I think I need to be. And that's my plan for 5 years down the road.
Man, I love the fact that you were able to share your goals, and I'm excited for you to go ahead and continue to keep crushing it with your e-commerce career. If you had to give one piece of advice for the last question in this interview, one piece of advice to anybody struggling with their online store right now, what would it be?
One piece of advice I would give anybody struggling right now, definitely you need to keep in mind what your goal is and have a very clear, specific outlined path to get there. And it's going to take some time, some brainstorming, but that's okay. If there's ever a time that you may be feeling down, you need to remember why are you doing it? Because if you focus on that why, you're going to be empowered to keep going.
No, man, I definitely understand you, because knowing your why is what's going to keep you driven through your lows and keep you crushing your goals at your highs. And knowing your why is something that's really important for us at Supreme Ecom and for every single student that we take on. So Luke, I just want to say thank you for that piece of advice. Thank you for your time, and let's continue to keep crushing it together.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you having me back on this interview. And I'm looking forward to continue crushing it with all you guys on the one-on-one calls.
Honestly, it's absolutely amazing to see the growth in someone who used to be a complete beginner to dropshipping, who has now been able to scale multiple e-commerce brands, all from working with and learning from people who are doing exactly what he wanted to be doing in this world. Luke's story and where he is now is a testament that anyone can start dropshipping and be successful with the right mindset, goals, and determination. Having your first success with your online store can be the hardest part, but once you get it, the key is never to be complacent. To continue to be successful, you need to keep finding new products, new strategies to implement, and new ways that you can continue to expand your e-commerce business just like Luke has. Now, before I head out, you know that I could not forget about the free consulting call winner from last week's video. And the free consulting call winner from last week's video is Matt Kruger. Matt, congratulations on winning. Go ahead and reach out to me on my Instagram at AC_Hampton. Let me know that you won. We can hop on a one-on-one Zoom call, look over your ads, look over your product research, and help you out in any way possible to start getting the results and the profit that you deserve. And again, if you want the opportunity of winning this free one-on-one consulting call next week, all you have to do is in the comment section below, comment the word entrepreneur and what your biggest takeaway from this video was. If this video inspired you to start your e-commerce business or just to keep going, go ahead and smash that like button below and subscribe to my channel to continue to keep showing me love, as I have never missed a single week on this platform. I'll see you guys all next week. Let's continue to keep creating this generational wealth together. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.
They gon' want a piece when you got it like that. Like Jake said, we gon' spend it, get it right back. Stack that internet money to the site crash.